Yes, 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 yes. Give me just a second here, man. Just a second. Give me just a second here, man. Just a second. Yes, 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 yes. What's going on, man? Hope everybody's doing good. We On Sunday, when I look at the market, It's usually about homework. I would set aside some time every Sunday. I figure, hey, people go to church, man, and they give them money. What if you held church for yourself, man, where you give yourself money? And that's how I began to look at it and say, man, I got to make this like a religion. Because what I figured out, man, is what you think about comes about, and what you focus on grows. Secret to the universe. Write it down. Whatever you can hold in your brain is what the world tends to give you, man. If you study people committed to building wealth, they study it as a group, man. They research it. They mentor under it. They begin to apply it. What you're looking at here is an ETF called the DIA, or what they might call the diamonds. This is made up of 30 different stocks, okay? This is an index. You ever look inside an index? These type of people, they are constantly trying to serve people, man. You're going to see a big connection between people who build wealth, who get rich, and people who donate to charity, by the way. People that change their neighborhoods tend to be investors. I don't know if you know this, not a lot of homeless people are fixing shit. Matter of fact, outside my house in New Orleans, sometimes they dig through my trash and throw shit everywhere. I'm rich and I don't like it. Stop. Is that nice? I don't know if it's nice, man. I know you need to come to church. I know you don't have as much money this week as you should have. And I know you could have bought 2 more shares. We got a stock out here we've been stalking. Called Lyft. I think this will get bought out. I don't know, man. I'm just a guy on the fucking internet, okay? Keep that in mind. But what I like to do is I like to show, hey, stop talking. Stop talking, Instagram. Everybody's too stupid to talk. Stop. You're in church. Listen. Let's just turn these comments off. We're going to turn off commenting. Any question you're about to ask me right now is really dumb. Stop. Nobody gives a shit about your stock, hood, or any other stock. I'm fixing to. This here's Lyft. We're going to talk about the stocks I want to talk about. It's not your show. You're not the one delivering the message today. So listen, in 1980, the average home was $47,200. This has a lot to do with stocks, by the way. Because if you're a good stock investor, I can show you how to invest in real estate. It's pretty simple. Complete dipshit can buy properties. You just got to do it. That's the only difference. Man, you don't have to be very smart, man. I'm telling you. People think you got to be some kind of genius. I don't even know all the shit my friends teach. I'm going to New York City, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. And on Friday night, we're going to have a party, man, for money flow people. People dig my content. This is the daily chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's made up of 30 different stocks. Now, check this out. This is the history of the return of that thing I just showed you. We're only at 1.1. I think this is a little behind. This a couple months ago. I think it's up like 4 or 5 now. Went down 8. Maybe I should get out of the stock market, Gerald. Should we quit? Should we get out and run? Maybe there'll be a great recession. No, it doesn't look like it. So during this year, even though it really hadn't done a lot, if you're approaching this every day, see, the thing is, people committed to wealth, they study it. They hold it, they touch it, they walk around in it, they research it. They set priorities and values, man. Things that are, see, people, we all do this. You're going to put your time, your energy, your thoughts, and your money into what you value the most. Now, look at this, 25%. Look at that. Now, you say, yeah, that don't do me any good, Gerald. I wasn't in 2006. I know, man. Imagine your dad. Look at your uncle. Oh, Aunt Susie. She could have been banging it into this instead of the other kind that she's been doing a lot of, probably. We back this up. Look, first year she's in, the overall market's down 4%. But here's what she doesn't know. This. Now, you see where it says 71% of the time, stocks go up. All right. Now, I didn't make that up. If anybody from the government's listening, it's not me. It's called fucking history. Okay? Now, they're going to tell you, well, past performance is not indicative of future results. The past cannot predict the future, Gerald. That's why the Federal Reserve uses past data to make predictions and to change policies with past data. Because it can't tell you what's going to happen. That's why they do it. So, look at this. Let's say, look at 1990. Boom. A year later, she's up 20%. Nice little G hustle right there. Well, she's got 100 in. Now she's at 120. And all she's doing is studying, reading, researching, working, beginning to invest her money. Well, goddamn, not for long, we're up another 13. Now we're up 50%. So I don't know what she started with. Oh, look. Hey, you know what I think, though? It's 1995. We're up 33%. Now, we started this game back here. It's 5 years later, and now I was up 20, and then 4, and then 13, and then 2, and then bam, this year's 33. You know the market's going to crash, right? You know that, right? It's going to crash. You probably should get all your money out. Do you know you see who the president is? Did you see what's happening? We've gone up so much, it can't keep going. 96. You remember the religion you're in. It's called the money flow. And you don't get out when other people do. You're like, God damn, no, man. MFG. Oh, hey, let's do 97 too. And 98. Now, what happened there? Well, Gerald, it fell 6% in 2000. Okay, that's a decade later. You're a pretty rich mofo by now. Now you're like, shit. So you have this. You realize that over the time, 70% of the time, hello, past performance is not indicative of future results. It's not. That's what they say, man. It's what they tell you. What I'm saying is I think it goes up, I don't know, about 70% of the time. I can't predict the 30, but if I believe in the 70, that's all I need to know. Meaning once the wind's at my back, what happens? I'm going to let this go. So once I'm in it, if I buy a stock and it takes off and it's trading, I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to now take my intelligence, my brain, my energy, my activity, and I'm going to devote it to something else, which could be a different stock, a different business, different sector. Could be a property. I don't know, man. I know this is hard for people to believe, man. Money can be more about bills than a 401k. Let me say it again. Write this down. Money, maybe tweet it. Your money can be more about you giving this shit away, a 401k, and living paycheck to paycheck in bills. Money could be a fucking tool that you use to live abundantly. It's a choice. See, the thing about the universe, it looks at how people feel their space, man. It looks how they spend their time. It looks at what are they disciplined on? What are they focused on? What are they most organized about? Now look at this. This is a daily chart. I've got dudes in my DMs right now. It's a bear market, Gerald. Bear market coming. There's always a bear market coming, Gerald. You better watch it. The big one's coming. Keeps telling me all the time. I'm like, bro, are you dumb? Or were you like a crack baby? It's cool if you were, man. I'm not mad. It just helps me understand you, bro. It helps me understand this unnecessary fear that you have. See, once you understand that money flows, see, he's not in the cult, man. I had a guy once tell me, you're just trying to do a cult. And I'm like, no. I'm trying to explain to someone that repetition you can watch, man. It's not all in on one thing. It's not one this or that. It's not let's empty my savings account to buy this. No, let's have the savings account paying you 5%. Let's eliminate the debt. Let's start tracking these stocks that throw off money. And listen, here's the thing, man. This is how long we're playing, bro. How many of these you want to play in? Which one do you like, oh, I wish I wasn't in that one? Let me see. I always ask my dad, which year was it that really scared you like a little, and now you can't be in the market anymore? Was it these two? Did that get you? Was it the 73, 74 that basically gave you the lost decade. So right after these two, and this is what will happen to this generation, because it happened to my generation and my dad's generation, they get a double whammy. Pow, pow. And the shit hits so hard, it fucks them up mentally. 11-15, scratch. It hits them mentally. And inside of that, they'll go bam, bam. Oh, I'm never doing stock market again. The money flow guys like this. Man, I don't know about that. I know most of the time it goes up. Already settled that. So what I'm looking for is undervalued stocks that do this pattern. See, I want them to drop and then stop. Let me give you an example. Now, this is on the index, and we're coming back to this. But look at this on, looking on Lyft. So if you're looking at this and you're a kid and I gave you a crayon and I said, hey, man, draw me this everywhere you see it. Like those puzzles with all the different fucking letters. 11-16. The different letters where you have to circle in the word, man. So that's when I look at price, I'm looking to circle the word. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. And so I believe that over time, let's see, red, red, black, black, red, red, black, black, red, black, black, red, black, 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 bam! Now you're paid, dude. Look at this. Look at this. What year is this? 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89. I guarantee you can go find people, they didn't have a fucking dollar in the market during this time. None. So as you look at this, what I'm trying to get across in the money flow, man, if you don't believe in it, and that's why, even for myself, it's easy to say, oh yeah, 100%, bro, I'm in, I'm committed. And it's like, really? Have you been through an actual recession? Have you lost your job? You know how many guys I meet that lose their job and have to sell their stocks? He's blown out, guys. He didn't just lose 3 years. This is what you got to understand. Okay, so this is where I start. I get in the stock market here. Why? Because it's really fucking pumping. It had been down really bad. And then so this is when I'm coming to the market. I'm 29 years old. Look at this run. 91, I'm in Iraq, dude. I'm in a fucking war zone. These guys are sitting on their fat butts getting 20%. Think about this. I got paid $900 a month to go to Iraq. And these mofos are back here getting 20% returns in the stock market. Gerald, there's a global war. There's terrorism on the rise. We're in an oil glut. We're running out. We're running out of oil, guys. This is the 90s. We're running out of oil. Oh, shit. This crazy thing called the internet comes out. It could kill everyone's job. There'll be nobody on planet Earth will ever have a job. And then there's fucking Obama. You got George Bush. The Antichrist came twice. Now imagine if I'd have listened to me and understood this, and I mean understood it, and I understood interest rates and cycles and sectors and the S&P, and that Lyft is an undervalued acquisition target, and I began to adequately, properly take positions. And as I would watch this little movement of price here, the only ones I'm interested in buying, I'm not doing no dollar cost averaging. That's for dipshits. Well, I'm just going to dollar cost average in because there's no way. Yeah, okay, do that. Or you can let it fall, pick up the stage 1. Let it fall, pick up some. Let it fall, pick up some. Let it fall, pick up some. I want to buy before it goes up. And I think over time it's going up. So why would I buy up here? Because it's the third Thursday of Saturday and the moon is full. That doesn't make any sense, man. And so they'll get people on that. Well, I just blindly put money in. Or here's an idea. You could learn the economy and you could look around and see, is there a better opportunity for my money than putting it on the fucking high on a 70 RSI in the S&P? There's actually content against what I just said. Don't use your brain. You can't do it. You're too stupid. It's like, okay, bro. Pick up a little here. I think my strategy is going to keep me going just fine. Now, if I learn this concept, and what if I was into trading? Woohoo, baby, let's go. So that one didn't work, but that one did, and that one did. And that looks like 2 out of 3. You come over here and say, that one probably didn't work. But this one sure goddamn did. 1120. So all of a sudden, by being a wise investor, see, all you gotta do is look at how people fill their space, spend their time, what they look at, what they read. Oh, baby, let's see, what are you the most organized at? Where do you spend the most money? What do you spend your money on? Sometimes people tell me they want to be a day trader and they don't have much money to day trade. And it's like, well, it looks like you want to be a $7,000 day trader, sir. Otherwise, you'd have fucking 25. How much money do you need to invest in you? What it sounds like is you don't know what you're doing, because if you thought you did, you would find the money. You cannot possibly tell me 10 fucking grand is between you and your dreams. Really? You could do that at McDonald's. If you could subject your ego to the level that you would work as a fucking fry cook at McDonald's to get money into your stock account, now you have my respect. I used to mow yards. I'm a millionaire. I'm out there mowing. I need money, man. 250's not enough for what I wanted to do. It wasn't enough, man. So as we look at this, when do you think you should have bailed out? Where's your daddy? It's 2000. How could anybody know? Computers are coming out. Oh, man, we got to get out here. 2000. So this is when G gets in. And look at this. 2008. Oh, that was a wealth killer. I lost it all, Gerald. People used to say this to me. I lost everything. What do you mean you lost? How is that possible? Oh, during the Great Crash. And I'm like, okay, let's see. This is the Dow Jones on a 10-year chart. If we go back to right over here, it was the end of 2008. That was the low. And I don't understand why you lost everything, sir, because it looks like it's just come back and just kept going. And then every once in a while, it'll crash. And so you guys will hear about the people who lost it all, and the COV crashed March. They lost everything. They lost everything. They went bankrupt. It's like, no, you had your buckets wrong. You had your buckets wrong. You only had one drip. So if you're running a restaurant and the only way you make money is folks coming in the front door and buying food, you might want to restructure a little bit. You might want to add some symbiotic relationship drips, man. So, why do you think I mow yards? Because it gets me close to houses. Now I got to drive around, knock on doors. Guess what? I might come across a rental property. Duh. Told a kid the other day, goddamn, go drive for Uber, man. You're going to meet all the neighborhoods. You're going to be driving around. You're going to see all the houses, and you're going to make some money, man. So if you ain't got money, but you got days off, you just don't have a fucking dream, man. Like, make that happen. A lot of ways now. A lot of ways to do it, man. So this is the Dow Jones as we look. This is the core of money flow, man. Your stocks don't matter. The stocks you're picking don't matter unless you're going to be here. Because here's what I want you to get across. If a guy's got, I don't know, a couple $100K here, what do you think? And he stays on his game. When he gets here, it's not a linear game. It's not like, oh, I put 100K in, now I'm going to grind on that. Never going to add anything, not going to look for opportunities, not going to take advantage of shit. I'm not going to educate myself. I'm not going to learn about sector rotations and asset and portfolio management and building out and options and different ways of hedging. I'm not going to learn shit. I'm just going to stick my head in the fucking ground, put 100. That's the return they show you on TV. If you put $10,000 in the S&P, nobody does that. Nobody puts 10K and then fucking never looks again. But that's the return they're giving you. That's the example they're showing you. But if you go hard, he goes hard here, here, here. Grandpa dies, he gets some shit. He does a couple investments, goes in with the buddy on a fourplex here. They launch that new thing here. He's steadily putting money into his dogs of the Dow and dividend stocks. They launch that new idea. Bam, maybe sets him back a little bit. Then that one hits, bam. And every year that base is growing larger and larger and larger. And you're saying that it's a 25% this year? So he's at $1 million. That's 250 fucking thousand. I didn't make that mowing yards, by the way. But that's how I got the money to play. That's the power of compounding, man. See where we are on YouTube. Some reason it blocked your message. Oh, baby. The power of compounding. And so on Sunday, your homework and your look at the year 1995. How old were you? You were 29 in 1995? You're the first person ever to speak during church. This is Sunday service. I've never had another human voice. I'm going to say you were 27. Do you remember what the Dow Jones Industrial was doing? Right. It did 25% that year. It did 16% the following year. The whole time you were in college, it's banging 30 and 35, 40%. College. Right. Look at all that money you wasted. And I wonder if you'd have put all of that into here. No, I'm just being for real. Like if you're, I mean, you guys, she dropped $100K in college, bro. You don't think over the 6 years? When did you graduate? Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, dude, look at these working years. God damn it. And you. Grad school I did in 1 year and it was $30,000. But, oh, dude, look at this. But when did you start school? In 1986? College? No. I only went to school for 3 years. Yeah, but when? I started in 87. Graduated in 90. So 85, you're in high school. The stock market's up. Dow Jones is up 27%. The next year it's up 22%. Then it's flat, which gives you a full year to add. I mean, god damn, dude. Look at these returns. How is everyone in that era not rich? You know why? Because they did not invest. It wasn't that God wasn't giving them away. Look, this is the Dow Jones, guys. This is this right here. And if you look at the weekly, what do you see? Big crash down, big run up, big pull back down, run up, pull back, run up. So this is going to print forward the rest of your life. This is going to keep printing. It's going to keep printing. Look at these. It has come down a little. 25. Ooh, these right here. This is what gets you. But see, I did those. This is where I come in. 33% after all these years of playing. My shit falls 33%, but mine fell more than that. And then look, 18, 5, 7, 26, 5, 2, 13, 25, man. You're telling me I had 8, 9 year run, and then they give me a 25% return, and then what? A little 5, and then another one. And then another one. And this is what I was telling people. My compounding on this last go around really kicked in here. You know, did good back here, but by the time I get to here, I started here, guys. You see what I'm saying? And 2 crashes. That's powerful, man. Which means, and I know some of you, you're in the religion, like you don't even need, like, but I know you see this, man. There are people who will just not ever get it. You know, we got people probably been around me a year, 2 years, still the market scares them. You know, I can show them this. I can show them this chart here. So this is a weekly chart. So, you know, it's a weekly. And if you look, it goes from up here. When you go left, it's way down here. Well, when you go to a daily, it's up here. And when you look left, it's way down here. okay? And now if we go to a monthly, if you look right here is where price is, and then you look to the left, it's way down here. And so, the more the money flow is fractal, man. And I say it's a pattern. A fractal pattern, fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again in a feedback loop. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems. The pictures of chaos. Geometrically, they exist in between our familiar dimensions. Fractal patterns are extremely familiar in nature. Remember, we were saying, it's like you don't have to be a meteorologist to walk outside and go, man, I think it's going to rain. That's what this is. And if you handed a child, what I would say is like, okay, where's price in relation to this green line? And it's usually around about that day. And this is what they call technical analysis, where you start trying to read tea leaves in price. Maybe it's more akin to tarot cards. But really it's more akin to game theory and chaos theory. That there's this randomness. That markets are, let's look at Lyft. Lyft closed yesterday at $10.11. Well, that's the price. So if you want to write a check for the company and wanted to buy all the stock. So if I wanted to buy this company, I'd first start buying lots of stock. In a certain part, I'm going to try to make hostile takeover for the company if I have enough money. And you can do that to a public company. And if the board votes to take it, you go private. You may say, well, who the fuck would do that? Well, let's say you bought a bunch of these shares. Let's back up the weekly. You owned a bunch of them from back in these days. Lyft was an $80 fucking stock at one time, $11.32. And it's come straight down. Now, I've been saying for a while, I love Uber. Most of my speculative money, as far as its largest single trade, is in Uber. I would not, well, you'll figure that out for your own. But this here, in my opinion, this is on a weekly chart. If we go read on the fundamentals of the company, I think the company has more to offer. Obviously, I don't know where the price is going. But like in a rental property or anything else, I can look at something and I can go, okay, it's $10.11. You can actually outsource this. You can go to services like The Street or Zach's or Morningstar. And there's people who go to college, and you could get a guy who went to Wharton Business School to do a write-up on this stock. And then for subscription fee, you can look and see what they think. And that's all they do. Sit around and look at it and say, okay, if you were actually going to buy this company, we actually think intellectually, patents, software, the whole business, blah, 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 is actually worth $33. Well, stock's trading at 10. Yeah, it's trading at 10 because a lot of people who actually don't know shit about the company own it, and algorithmic traders and day traders and funds. And there's this thing too, is contrary to what a lot of people think, is you want to sell your losers and add to your winners. What most retail traders do was sell their winners and keep their losers because they have some sort of fucking ego tied up and that I need to make the money back in that stock. And truth is, you don't. I mean, you could be holding a shitty penny stock right now and sell it and buy a good fucking penny stock that was going the other way. Like, you're able to use the brain God gave you. But sometimes when you get into investing, you can have someone who has a PhD and do the dumbest shit you can possibly imagine. For whatever reason, when they get into money, a lot of people get stupid, get emotional, get tied up, and all of a sudden, and things they wouldn't do in their own field, they began to do. And they'll say, well, there's a lot of ego tied up, and if I sell that stock and take a loss, and it's like, yeah, but what if you sold that and you bought this over here? And then that went up. Who gives a shit? So we were looking over here. The median home price in 1940 was $2,938. This is where everybody in California can go, oh my God, man, they're not that cheap here. They're $1 million. I know. So let's get a compound calculator here. Thought I had it pulled up. I don't. Dang, God damn it. This is one I like to use. You ever been to this one? It's the government one. All right. What did we say it was? $47,200. Length of years, 1940. Need a damn calculator. I should already have this calculated. What is it? 2023 minus 1940. That's 83 years. All right, so let's put in 83 years. Compounded. Estimated interest rate. Let's do 5%. Come on, man. What's going on with my computer? Are you serious right now? All right. Looks like the price is relatively cheap in California right now compared to average inflation. So my point being is this is never going to change for you. Houses are always going to be expensive. Interest rates are always a problem. And stocks could crash at any moment. Once you know that and you just go, okay, 47, then it risen to 119, and then whatever it is today by the year 2000. They said in the end of the year 2000, the average home was $119,000, which is about right because we live in a rural, shitty area. So we paid 79. 70? Yeah, it was like 70, right? All right, so let's put this in. This is actually a secret power that I have here that people don't know. And we bought this in 1999. See, the thing is once your base is big enough, once you're compounding at such a rate, it's like back-to-back 33% years. Thanks for the $1 million. Let's see. Oh, 24 years. Jesus Christ, I don't need a calculator for that. Let's see what it is. Huh. All right, Dean, at a 5% appreciation rate, it puts our house at 225 in 24 years. But it's actually like 350. And the reason we added a bump, though, we built on and we added things that would actually be money invested into this equation.
We put 30 in.
Yeah.
Or not 30, 60 in.
Yep. And so, but my point that I'm trying to make to everyone is that it's been expensive my whole life. The stock market's gone up and down my whole life. And all the downs were great opportunities because on the bounce back is when you multiply. So when you're at 2 million invested between the market and real estate, and the stock market has a 25% year, and your rents go up and your dividends go up and your net worth goes up, and then you do a 7 and then an 18, all of a sudden you're millions to the positive, man. Yeah. Oh, work? No. Trying to get to 10 million.
You would just sell it all and go to Fiji.
No, trying to get to 10 million.
Okay. Well, let me know when that day comes.
Then I'd be rich enough that I can just shoot videos laughing at people. Oh no, we got to go. And those would be people that I personally know, by the way, not random strangers. I've taken a lot of flack for being an investor and a trader. You get criticized a lot. A lot of people say, "Oh, you got a bad value system." Okay, well, go to work. I'm going on a trip, man. Something I was going to cover here. Don't give up on this, man. All this starts with a thought first, guys. That much gathers more is true in every plane of existence, and that loss leads to greater loss is equally true. Listen to what I just said. That much gathers more, okay? Average stock price. So everybody that's worried that they're going to... also, too, let's say, okay, it's going to come down, it's going to pull back, things are going to sell off. Good, because I'm still fucking grinding and buying. Let's go. Pull this shit down. Take Uber to zero. Remember you used to hear me say that? Take Lyft to zero, man. Take it to zero. I don't give a fuck. All the money that I have in it is already lost. So you remember when I was saying that on this? Now, let me draw something. And I've been trading this the whole way. Ever since 2 years ago, I'm like, buy Uber. This pattern here, okay? Only time I even consider buying is on these ones, right? All the way back. So if they want to take it up, they want to take it down, whatever you want to do, until this gets to a price that I don't want to play anymore. Then I got a decision to make. Do I want to take some profits in that? What do I want to do? Now, this doesn't pay a dividend, but they announced they're fixing to do something like that. They're either going to pay a dividend or start buying their own stock. This thing goes to $60, and you had the philosophy of, fuck it, take it to zero. I don't give a fuck. I'll buy the whole company. All right? Well, that's a trade plan, by the way, called fuck it, take it to zero. That's a trade plan. I mean, that is the trading strategy. They're like, well, why'd you buy it? Because I think it's going to this. It's this. And then what I'm going to do, and there's different ways of using the money flow is my point. So for me on Uber, it's just been buy stage ones. That's it. It's not complicated. Every time it does it, fuck it, buy some. You know. Now, the other option is that when you're given a gift or an opportunity, you blow out. And we saw a lot of people do that. That's why, like, you saw the MFG drop by half, because those fuckers all blew out. And now they're broke. And now they're going to look back over the fucking years. This is the God's honest truth. And I got a list of people can look back and no, they didn't get that 18. They didn't get the 26. Nope, didn't get the 25. And you're like, well, this doesn't work for everything. Really? I'm fixing to. Let's see. Oh, Gerald, that doesn't work for everything. No, let's pull up the price of Bitcoin. I think that goes from left to fucking right. Let's see. Even Bitcoin? Yep. You got people that claim to know all this shit about Bitcoin. They've been in and out of the crypto space for how many years? Still fucking aren't millionaires. How is that possible? I used to have people quit the Discord back in the day. I'd be like, if you knew so much shit about Bitcoin, how come you're not fucking rich? Why? Why are you not rich, man? So here's what I've done. Here's what Chris Johnson's. Fuck it. Take it to zero. Take the whole fucking thing to zero. Take Bitcoin to zero. I don't give a fuck. That's the trading plan. That's how people accumulate shit tons of money in Bitcoin, by the way. Now, when I say that, does not mean put your 401k into Bitcoin. That's not what that means. It means I'm making a systematic bet over the period of my lifetime. So I don't know when Bitcoin runs. Fuck, it might be 10 years from now. I don't give a fuck. I'm buying stage ones. It's just one of a couple things that I do in life. See what I'm saying? And so look at this pattern, man. I don't know anybody can not believe this, but look. I mean, doesn't that look a lot like this? And so if I'm a believer, if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm working on a business or investments or ideas that I've found the most meaningful to me, well, how the fuck can it be meaningful if you don't know how it works? Use it. Have it on your phone. Touch it. Blows my mind, man. The number of traders I'm around, you don't have Bitcoin. It's fucking, what in the fuck, dude? It's simple. There were people in 1940 who said, I'm not buying a house because they're too expensive. $3,000 is crazy. And then in 1980, there were people who were like, are you out of your goddamn mind? $47,000. My grandpa only paid $3,000. They're out of their damn minds. 1990 came. Are you crazy? I'm not paying $119 for a house. Stock market's about to crash. Jimmy Ford is president. Fucking Russians. There's gonna be a nuclear war. We're running out of gas. You want me to buy what? Man, I ain't got time for that shit. That's most people, man. And the one thing I was saying today earlier, I only had a job so I could buy shit to invest in, period. I'm not working a job for a wife. You need to go get a job. No, you need to get a job. I need to get rich. Now, if getting a job gets me closer to getting rich, I'm going to go get a job. I don't need to be told that. I'm a grown fucking man. I'm a hustler. So there's not going to be any dead time for GP just sitting around. Because if I can't make money, I'm going to go get someone who will pay me money, which means I'm probably going to get a job until I find something better. Or I add this and I add that, and then I drop this and I add that. And it's a portfolio of making money, man. And so people will ask me, oh, what do you think about land? I love fucking land. Buy a bunch of it. I didn't say go sell everything you own and buy land. I said keep what you own and go buy some land. So now you've got land, Bitcoin, a fourplex, about 35 dividend stocks. Now cash is an actual asset now. I don't know if you noticed this, but the lower these go, check this out. I think this is the trade of the century right now. This is a bond. This is the TLT. The lower this mofo goes, the higher the dividend yield from the U.S. government. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's take this down to a monthly, man. Now look at this. Look. Now what do you think I see? Right? See this giant pattern we're making? Look at the last time we ran. We don't have to get that high, man. Maybe we come down lower. Good. Take it down fucking lower. Take it to zero, man. I'm not a seller. I'm a net buyer over the next decade. You don't have a decade? Let's see. Let's see. Let's back up. Maybe your dad, he was really busy. 2009, ain't no way he's going hard on stock market or real estate market. Are you fucking crazy, dude? There's a housing crisis. You're going to buy houses? Are you out of your goddamn mind? I mean, you wanted to sell them, didn't you? Wait, I'm confused now. Should we sell them or should we buy them? It can't be both. Now, a guy says, well, I'm waiting on a stock crash. Okay, so you're cool with a stock crash. Well, no, I'm going to get out, get back in. No, you're not. It's never obvious. So everyone that thinks some shit's going to happen, you don't fucking know. I know it's not going to happen. The shit you think. Because if it was that fucking simple, I'd be a billionaire. And it don't matter, man. Most people that have an opinion on the market, they ain't got no money anyway. It don't matter. Shit, the best thing that could happen for them is a goddamn stock market crash. Best thing that could have happened for anybody. And there's a lot of people, they stopped talking to me, guys. There's people who won't talk to me anymore. I sent them DMs. They're embarrassed. I know why. Because I'm fucking right. And they got out of the market, and now they're watching it go up. And there's all these people that busted out of Bitcoin. They're watching it go up. And they're like, dude, 4 years ago, I'm getting lectured by people that housing prices are too high. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no fucking supply, dude. You know how many kids are renting now? They're going to have babies, and they're going to realize I can't fucking rent my whole life. This sucks. I don't know if you know this, but when you're a renter, other people tell you what the fuck to do per a contract. There were people who were teaching that. Oh, you want to be a renter. No, you don't. Fuck out of here. You want to be an owner. You want to own everything around you, man. I don't know what planet we got on that says a man can't own a home, own 20 rentals, own a vacation property. None of that has shit to do with a job, by the way. These are just items, and they don't care. If you want one, they will give you one. You got to push through a few gatekeepers. Ain't nobody going, well, that's a young black woman. We can't give her a beach condo. No, the young black woman just ain't got enough money. Or maybe she does. Or a kid from a trailer park. Like the moment I decided, fuck that, I'm writing it down. You're like, what do you mean? I'm writing that shit down, bro. What do you think my chances of getting to it just a little? I got it. Hold on. Where did I put that? Oh, this is how I accumulate Bitcoin, by the way, on Instagram. You can't see it on YouTube. I'm showing them a picture of a Bitcoin pendant that I wear. Why do I wear that? because I'm in flow, man. I need to touch it, man. I carry Bitcoins in my pocket. Listen to fucking hours a week of lectures, talks about the technology, understanding the system, keeping up with the news. Now, you don't because you ain't got no money in it. Duh. That, you get what I'm saying? So a guy that he's like, well, what do you think about, like, dude, this applies to every game, man. So whether this is a rigged fucking game. That's what I need you to understand. That's what Sunday service is about. It's not about your stock. Nobody cares about your stock. Okay? You're the only one that cares. So on Sunday, here's what you need to know. What you paid for it, nobody gives a fuck. Stop leading with that. Every time I talk to someone, I'll be like, how much you got in the stock market? If they are in the red, they tell me. I didn't ask for that. Why would you lead with that? Be like, oh, here's my kid, but he failed third grade. Nobody would do that. Oh, here's my son, Henry. He's kind of slow, though. Oh, but to your money, you'll talk negative about it. Oh, this stupid stock here. Man, sometimes the way I hear people talk about their money, it's like, no goddamn wonder you ain't got none, bro. You lead with it like the money didn't do it. You're the dipshit that did that. I had a guy once, we're talking, he's only, I don't know, 30. Said he had $250K in a bank. I'm like, all right, cool. That's good. I'd prefer it had been invested for all these years. But if you have it, you have it. And he goes, yeah, but I started with 3 million. So maybe it's not good. How did we go from it's good to now it's not good? It's the same 250K. Second ago, I was like, well, that's great. But when I found out he started with 3, that's not so great. Or is it? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. If a guy had balled and saved, invested, busted his ass for the last 7 years, and he's got 250K in the market, or maybe half that's in the market, half that's in real estate, and we'd be like, man, you're right? And this is what you got to work with, bro. You can do this. In 4 years, that's $1 million. It's a fucking million. 1152. If you get about it, if you begin to study it, if you begin to mentor under it, you begin to focus and work on it, and believe me, listen, you're going to have a whole crowd of people. There's a whole industry that's built up to make sure that you don't do that. You don't want to do that. You can't time the markets. You need to put all your money in an index fund and give it to a fund that you don't know who it is and pay a fee you don't even understand. And then when you're really, 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 really old, they can give you the money and you don't have no fucking clue how to invest it because you haven't looked at it for the last 31 years. And so instead of having a bunch of fucking money that you're watching, housing, and you know houses go up. So shit, all you're looking for is opportunities. You know stocks keep going up. You're in the money flow gang. We hope the market crash. Bring it to zero, please. Once you're in that camp, this trade gets easy, baby. 3M, bring it down. Walgreens, keep it coming. What else? CVS, yeah, bring them all in. Amgen, bring that bitch down. You know why? Because I got fucking Apple running. Last time Apple was the shit show, I was buying. The last time Google was the shit show, I was buying. The last time that what? Uber was the shit show, I'm buying. And now what? Uber's running. It's doing its thing. Did I just show you a fractal fucking pattern in the universe that you can exploit for your own personal gain? The Illuminati will kill me. Oh, Uber, you sweet, beautiful thing. Sometimes I just ride in Uber just to ride, just to feel my investment. To look at the guy driving, to watch him punch on the phone. I'll ask him questions. You ever do that? That's because you ain't roll with me, man. You ain't roll with me, man. Sometimes I'll cruise the city and all I do is look at investments and drink. Oh, you thought you had to be sober to do this. Come on, man. When you know it, you know it. You don't ever just get in an Uber and cruise the city and look at rental properties. You don't do that. Nobody does that. Only ballers do that, man. Every once in a while, I'll get a human being that can pull that off, but you just tell your girlfriend, you'd be like, what are we doing? Shit, we're just going to look at beach condos. Why? I want one day. Yeah, but you're buying one right now? You ever want to take a girl on a date, bro? Go, hey, I know we were going to go, boom, we got to make a couple stops first. We're going to go look at these beach condos. I'm thinking about getting one. When a guy says that, that's a different kind of man than the dude she's normally hanging out with, by the way. He can't do that. But I don't want to spend the money on an Uber. And he doesn't own any Uber stock. Every driver I get into the car, I say, hey, man, you own any Uber stock? And every fucking one of them say no. Because they're drivers. And that's what they are. And that is all they'll fucking be, is a driver for Uber. He's not utilizing Uber to buy Uber. He's not taking their own money to buy their company. See, his brain doesn't see it that way. I told a guy the other day, I said, God damn it. I should have been driving for fucking Uber 2 hours every goddamn day for the last 3 years, and I'd have way more Uber right now. Back this up, man. Even GP should have been, I should have been fucking out, like, look at this, from $22 to $42. We owned it over here too, and bought it back down here too. Look, take it to zero, man. I don't give a shit. Because it's not my whole bag, man. It's a bag. It's an Uber bag that I've been building for like 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is now. 200 here, 500 there, 1,000 there, a trim here, an ad here, a buy there. Just banging stage one, just bang, bang. In a belief that over time, same with every house. I might have overpaid for my beach condo. I bet in 5 years it costs more. I may have overpaid for the house I bought in the French Quarter. I bet in 5 fucking years somebody's giving me a check for more. And if they're not, I'll wait till they do. 1940, the median home price was $3,000. By the year 1998, it was $47, $47K. By 2000, it was $119. You can put it in today, and there is no top. And you'll be like, but guys, when you think there's a top like that, you have a very very immature understanding of money, inflation, the denominational number of it. I was wearing a hat the other day. It said Dow 50,000. The guy's like, oh, like that's going to happen. What do you mean? If the fucking Dow, dude, goes up, it's right now 33,000. If it goes up 10%, how much is that? Then we're going to be at what, 37,000. And then what if we have a 20% year? Now we're at 42,000. Like it could be at 50,000 in 5 years or less. Easily. And then one day the Dow's going to be fucking 50,000, 500,000, I mean. And they'll just make where you can buy fractional shares because the market is fractional, just like Bitcoin. It's what makes it so beautiful. The fractal nature. You could buy 1 share or 1 million or 1 billion. The market can eat it all. And how much do you want from the market? It'll give you as much as you want, man. Nobody's keeping you out, man. Nobody's keeping you out. You could have bought all the Bitcoin you wanted to buy for a fucking penny. You didn't know about it. But I guarantee you there were people who were hunting, and when Bitcoin got to $100, they were like, man, I'm going to get in on this. You get what I'm saying? And then maybe at 10,000, they thought they were geniuses. And they cashed out and bought a Lambo to watch it go to 70,000. It's too late, guys. It's out of the fucking horse. It's an ETF now. BlackRock, Larry Fink are in. This game plays forever. Sorry, all you guys that didn't buy it. I don't like Bitcoin. Okay, have fun being broke. As you go forward in life, technology is going to change. There was a time and a day when Campbell's Soup was a growth stock. Just like Netflix. Just like Uber. The reason I'm investing in Uber and there's no dividend is because it's a growth stock. It's the goddamn future. Of course there's problems. And they get worked out. That's what we do. Nope. I meet people, man, I'd like to be on Shark Tank. Man, you can't hold Lyft. How are you going to be on Shark Tank? You don't own Bitcoin. You're going to go on Shark Tank? Come on, man. And I say that to remind us, to remind me, Gerald Peters, I need to see the future, man. Even though I'm getting older, I'm 53. A lot of you guys are like, oh, that ain't no big deal. Yeah, well, go talk to your parents and ask them if they understand the Matic blockchain and if they've read the fucking white paper. I bet they haven't. Not many 53-year-olds have read the white paper on Bitcoin unless they were a project developer. I doubt most of you had read it, but I'm just saying, if you go look, this is not the shit. See, people who are highest values, man. And so that idea of having a Bitcoin trinket or a hat to assist out, these are trinkets, but these add faith, man. And this game is about faith. And that's what Sunday is to me, man. That's what, when I say take it to zero, that's what that's about. It means I'm already committed, man. When we arrived on the shore, we burnt the boats, man. We're either leaving here rich or not leaving. Get committed. This is your money, man. You ever read that book, Your Money or Your Life? There's a lot of books out there that try to talk about, like, you don't want to work. I get what they're saying there. Yeah, I don't want to work a fucking job every day, 5 days a week, day in, day out, till I'm 75. I wouldn't want to do that either, man. But I love taking care of my money. I like going to Florida and fucking working on a beach house and then trying to list it. That's not work, man. That's just making money with money, dude. I love waking up and having $1,000 this week in dividends. That's not work. There's nothing to stop doing. The power of this knowledge, the power of understanding stocks, interest rates, business models, cash flows, REITs, MLPs, when you start learning all these things, adequately applying across the bucket system, right, with a committed focus, when you got to make money, you know. And so back to what I was saying, I had a job so that I could buy lawn equipment. I mean, I got a job so that I could buy shit for my business. My plan fully, when I had enough for my business, I'm going to do my business. But then I realized I can work this job and do my business. And so then, because I started doing my business after work and then on the weekends. And then it got to a point where it's like, all right, it's too much, fucking working all the time. So, you know, I had a guy to help me. Then I dropped my job back to 2 days a week. Now I'm working part-time. I got my business going. And that gives me some free time to start a side hustle. And in the meantime, I'm stacking my cash and I start buying houses, guys. Buying houses. Because they go up. Contrary to what any other dipshit tells you, they go up. And I started storing my money in there, man. And then I'd take the money from the cash flow and I'd start buying stocks. Like Walgreens, things like that. I gotta start buying this. Well, as you go through this curve here, that home's 1940, $3,000. By 1980, 40 years later, it's $47,000. That's about a 5% a year appreciation. So if I learn that I only got to put 20% down and leverage the other 5, this number, guys, if G's buying a house here, I'm only putting $30 down or $300. I'm not putting down $3,000. So the guy that bought this medium home in 1940, if he's renting this, he didn't put down $3,000, he put down $300. Most likely, if he's me, I would have put down at least $600, 20%. So my $600 turns into $119,000. My $600 is $119,000 by the year 2000. Now, I'm not going to be alive during that. But what does this explain to you? Time. Time times amount times yield. Once you understand this equation, and your time started ticking the day you and your mommy and your daddy got together in the back seat of the car, and then they hurry up and got married so they wouldn't be embarrassed that your mother was doing things in the car when she shouldn't have been doing that. And then you came along. They all pretended to love each other. And through the years of your parents having done what they did, when were you born? You guys were probably born, 2009 or 10. And look, just look what happens, man. Look at this. Now, what am I saying, 9 or 10? It's beautiful, huh? I don't know why your mama did that, man. I don't know, man. I don't even know why I'm telling. I shouldn't even have told you. That was between us. But listen, look at Walgreens. Now, here's what I don't know, and here's the risk of investing. Walgreens may never recover. Maybe it does go to zero. I've had 6, 7 stocks go to zero. I really have. But when you own 117, there's worse fucking things in life. You could get run over in a car. You could accidentally shoot yourself in the foot. You could catch herpes. A lot of things could happen to you. Having a stock go to zero is pretty on the low fucking end of the bad things that are gonna happen to you, I promise you, in life. So that shouldn't scare you. The fact that people go through the drama of being a human being in what is a very hard and cruel world and worry about whether Lyft goes up or not shocks me. Like, you have everything you need inside of you to do this kind of stuff and to be great. You got to find your repeatable pattern. So when I look at this is what I see. I just randomly grabbed this stock. Let's see. This is Walgreens. So as I'm talking to you about, I didn't even realize it. I got sidetracked. I'm seeing stage 1, 2. I don't even know what the stock is when I was looking at it, but this is what I'm seeing clear as day. Tried to do the 2, kind of put in a support, came back down, stage 1, runs back up, back over, runs back down, back into the box now, and now what? We started to break and then fell again. And I know this is a dividend payer. I know it's underpriced, and I know it's trading underneath the 200-day moving average. Oh, and by the way, it's a dog of the Dow. Fuck, how many signs do I need? Woo, woo. Right? So if I have technical reading skills, if I can read reports by people, if I can analyze business, if I can walk into Walgreens and touch shit and rub my sweat on things, claim it. Is anybody here? I'm going to go to Walgreens. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop at Walgreens and put it on my story on my way to work on a property. I'm going to go ask the lady, hey, you own any stock? It's pretty goddamn cheap. Any particular reason it's so cheap, you think? You wouldn't want to ask an employee that? Are you afraid of them? What if they look at you like you're weird and run away? What if they look at you like you're weird and scurry away to their low-paid retail job? Like me, I don't give a fuck. I have no opinions whether that person thinks I'm weird. Hey, you own any of this stock? They're going to look at you like they're dumb because they do not own any, okay? Matt, they probably own no stock. Now, I say this all the time, and I get people like, oh, you're being very judgmental. No, I'm playing the law of numbers, chaos theory. I'm a gambler. I'm an investor. And chances are, statistically, that person knows nothing. But the information they do know, like, well, I hate the store, or my boss is an asshole, or inventory's always late, people will tell you things. So when I get into an Uber and they're like, oh, yeah, busy, making a lot of money. Really? You doing good? Oh, yeah, doing great. Cool. Was that valuable? Look at this stock. I'm in here. Delta. You go through the newsletter. Remember, I actually put on a leveraged fund that Delta was in, thinking that, and I was trying to decide, and I thought that would be a better way to do the trade than just trade Delta. You see what happened. Okay, trimming Delta. Where was it back here? Oh, adding to Delta. I know 2 people that work at Delta. And in case the government's listening to me, they don't know any insider fucking information. They just work there. And if someone works somewhere, here's what I do. How's it going at work, man? And they will tell you all the problems at work. And when a guy tells you, oh, man, we're hitting on all cylinders, shit, everybody's getting bonuses. I'm like, what? Yeah, man, they're giving out bonuses. And I'm like, well, goddamn, if they're going to give out bonuses, they better turn dividend back on. I said that in my head. They did. Right? Now, look, maybe you don't even know me. And this is the religion of the money flow, that price moves in stages. And those stages can be identified through price movement through using various indicators. I use exponential moving averages, but not in a crossover system. It's not that simple. It's in conjunction with other things. There's 6 parts to the money flow that I look at. When I look right at it, I can analyze all 6 in one fucking instant. I don't need a lot of looking at this. I mentioned one time to a guy, well, I look at about 200 stocks a day. Oh my God, 200 stocks a day. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get rich. It's crazy. It's crazy to actually fucking study and work. I know. Call me insane. Why would you work? Just run a filter. Don't worry about it. But I'm looking for price to do a certain thing. I want the moving averages to come together, and I want price to get above it. And then I want to buy money worth thousands of dollars if I can. And as when you first start, you're not going to have thousands of dollars. But hopefully going forward, you're going to. And your trims will get bigger. And when you trim, you'll get $400 or $500 instead of 80. Oh, then you put in 500. So now you got 1,000. So you picked up $1,000 worth. And then it rips. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to trim it. It's still undervalued. You let it come back down. Why? Oh, shit, let me trim this other one and get me another. Okay? And then I drop in some. So now we've doubled our count at the same damn price. And we did this using the money flow, right? That pattern. And so as I watch it, what I'm more concerned with, it's not whether the market goes up or fucking down. I don't care. Okay? Up, down, left, right. Ooh, there's another one. Adding to delta. So let's look on 414. What is going on 414? What is that, April? April 14th, huh? Oh, shit. Bam! Right there. And I know we added on this one too, but I only keep a running log of 4 months. So April 14th was right here. This whole thing stays in a buy zone. We know this. It's called support and resistance. Once a stock or an asset starts going sideways, and these moving averages go sideways, we have to then revert. We can't use the 20 anymore. We have to revert to support and resistance, which are one of the 6. So when it breaks here, that's an actual breakout. Now, if I'm a trader, which is what I'd been putting together a trade, remember that? And I was trying to get fancy. I even apologized to everyone. My plan was to trade Delta. Delta's underneath the 200. Delta's incredibly undervalued. And I fucking talk to people that work there, and they say it's awesome. Bonuses are back and dividends are coming. Well, they didn't say that. I said that. They didn't know that. But I said it in my head. And then I looked at them and said, how many shares do you own? And they go, because they don't own shit. That's why they're not rich. Because they don't own stocks and they don't own houses and they have a job and don't own a business. Oh, that's a cool little thing there. Ooh, I like that. Huh. You heard that, right? If you don't own a business, you've got to own stocks and property. One or the two. It's the only option you have. If you own a business, you can do all 3. And then there's different types of businesses. I'm not a business owner, but I am an investigator of businesses. And then look, now we're trimming. $55 was my target. Morningstar has lowered their target. So I'm going to go between us and them. It's about a $50 stock. I actually don't have any conviction that it goes any higher than that. I think it's actually trading at a nice price here. And so there is no money for me going into this stock. So there'd be no reason for me to buy more Delta here. So the next time I come back to Delta, this here, what you're looking at here, is this. It's this. This here. So there's nothing to do in an uptrend. The game's over for me. I've moved on. The stock is dead to me. It's giving me my money. And so I can trim this and say, because remember I was adding it back here. Because as the price, let's say you got $7,000 in the stock over here. Well, when it comes down, you don't have to balance it. Everything doesn't have to be, you're just like, man, I got room. Because shit, I used to have 7K. Now I've only got like 5. So I start buying more. Well, when she fucking runs, you're going to have more than you had when you had 7. So you're going to be over here, and all of a sudden now you're at like $9,200. And you're like, wow, I was just at 500 or 5,000 and something because you bought more shares down here. right? Now, some people would call that averaging down. That's not what I call averaging down. Dipshits call it averaging down. I call it the money flow. I call it adding to an undervalued asset that I own in my portfolio on a stage one. It's not averaging down. Because based on that, are you going to average up? Most people would say, no, why would you do that? Because the fucking stock went up. Are you going to average up now? I mean, if that's your logic, look at McDonald's. Okay? If you buy this stage one, that's a lot damn higher than this stage one. So you're going to pay $100 and something more? Well, if you never got in the stock, you would. If this is going to be a $500 stock and you're looking at it and they got a $500 rating on it, you know who tends not to believe that? The guy that bought it way down here. See, when he bought it way down here and now it goes way up, his thoughts are to sell this mofo. This guy coming in is looking at this as a stage one opportunity to get in before this thing gets, before they split it and do a 5-for-1 split. You see how two people can look at the same situation totally different? There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe when you got up here, man, fuck, this thing's just become too big in my portfolio. So you just trim a little. It's an easy decision. How much is it worth fundamentally? I mean, it can just be I need money. Bam, take it. But the way I tend to look at it is I look through my portfolio looking which one is a logical trim. And if we go look and McDonald's is worth, I don't know, $3.20 and it's trading at $3, okay, that's $20 upside. I really think CVS has a better turnaround over the next 2-3 years. Now, you may not make that decision, but here's the thing. It's not just CVS. I'm also looking at Walgreens, right? I'm also looking at Amgen. Or let's do this, Pfizer. You know, Pfizer's now come back in. Look at AT&T. So as I'm looking at other things, I got to look at my portfolio. I need to, what sector is this? Does this make sense? What is my annual dividend cash flow right now? Like everyone can get to $1,000 really easy. Get to 1,000, print it off, look at it, and then get that fucker to 10,000. Stop bullshitting. People bullshit. Get that number up. Get so much goddamn money in there, you're fucking nervous all the time. That's when you're trading, man. That's when you're putting money in the stock market. That's when you get wealthy. You are never going to get wealthy calmly, fucking no emotions. I run a filter. I don't look at it. It doesn't upset me. I'm not, I don't want to get out of balance, Gerald. Like just anything they can do not to put their attention. Or you could just be a fucking monster and just eat it up, gobble it, buy everything that's on fucking sale. Just buy it. If you just bought Bitcoin every fucking stage one from the time you heard about Bitcoin, you'd be fucking loaded right now. Look at AT&T trading below the 200, below intrinsic value at a 7.5% dividend yield. Most of the people you know don't even know what any I just said is or that it could go here. So now imagine you know. Now imagine you make it part of your value system, part of the reason you get up in the morning. Part of your life is doing this, looking at your money, looking at charts, setting your targets. If you're trading, everyone here should be traders. I get people like, well, I'm a buy and holder. No, you're fucking lazy. You can be a trader. You could trade one thing. Pick one fucking thing and trade it. And trade it in, out, in, out. Trade it. One thing. You can learn one thing. And you just pick one thing and master it, man. We could do gold, UGL. Trade this shit. And it could be 10 shares. Look, this is a... I just knocked over my monitor. See, I'm getting worked up, man. I'm getting mad for you. I'm getting mad that you're not trading right now. I'm actually angry. Like, I'm getting fucking pissed that there's people and not in all these things with, like, I post mine. Now, you can't buy them all to start, but you start right where you're at. But the first thing you got to believe is in the overall picture. You got to believe the big goddamn picture, okay? Look, penny stocks. I don't talk about these anymore because some people are stupid and put all their money into penny stocks, and hopefully you're not that goddamn dumb. So I own all of these, okay? But it may be $300 in Nokia because that thing could 500%. $100 in there, $100, $300. Well, I'm at 6,000 in Lyft, 12,000 in Snap, 6,000 in SoFi. These are too small. I'm not going to talk about these smaller ones anymore. This is one we were hammering for $1. Why? Because they had 100 Bitcoin servers or some shit. They're just cranking the shit out of Bitcoin when Bitcoin is 16,000 and they're saving it in reserve. So we're all the way back here buying stage ones. But you can't do that if you're not committed. Buying stage ones. This one, that one, this one, that one, this one. And now look, we're at $6. So some of these stage one buys are up to 300%. And this is what? I don't know, an $18 stock one day? I don't know if it will be. Look at SoFi. Did you run a filter? Did it give you SoFi? Not me. I just look at it every day. So when you see this, what do you see? Here's what I see when I look at it. So I watch this every day. Every day you're too tired, I look at this. Think of that. Just think of that in your head. That gets me pumped up. The fact that some of you guys may be looking at this and I don't pisses me off. So it makes me look. Nobody's going to know the price of Bitcoin better than me. Period. I don't give a fuck how smart you are, where you went to tech school, or if you can code. I can't code shit, but I bet I can trade Bitcoin better than you. That's my philosophy. When I meet tech people, I think, what a dipshit. Why aren't you rich, dude? All this shit you see going on with Tesla, and I'm invested in Tesla. I'm in AI. I'm in fucking, I don't even know how to program. I have to just boot my computer. That's all I know. Start it, restart it. And yet I own more Bitcoin than people out here doing coding and shit. Blows my mind, dude. I own more real estate than any fucking realtor I've ever met. And I don't have a realtor's license. And that I have no interest in one. I said met personally. You get what I'm saying? There's no handlers. I don't have to ask permission. I can just write a book and publish it. Other people can't. They need permission. Could someone please tell me my story? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to write it and put it out. I'll talk and they can listen if they want to listen. Like, there's no more gatekeepers, man. Nobody can stop you from getting wealthy. So we talked about this one a lot. SoFi? Come on, man. Come on. You can go back and look. Let's see. I had to have it on my thing. Some of the penny stocks I've stopped talking about. I got a buddy text me. He had been buying this every stage one. And he's like, dude, it's $10. What do I do? What do you mean, what do you do? I'm up huge. Keep doing what you did, bro. You don't want to be up even more huge? Keep doing it. And it pulls back, pick up the stage one. Stay with it. That's what got you here, man. Don't change the horse now. Dance with the girl that brought you, man. So, until it gets to be true value. That's the problem I have with Delta now. And so, I'll stop. I won't be adding to this anymore. I mean, for this to be an opportunity for me, it's got to come down $31. So that's it for me. And I'll continue to get dividends and drip in 7 or 8, 3, 4 years from now, maybe the market will crash. And instead of buying Delta, because I've got this nice position in Delta over all these years, I might pick up United Airlines. And that's how you end up with Coke and Pepsi and Chevron and Conoco and AT&T, T-Mobile and Verizon and Exxon and Campbell's and Kraft and General Mills, because the years go on, and as you watch, every time you get a big crash, you're like, I got a bunch of Coke already, man. Yeah, I'm going to buy a little, but I really want to get some of that Pepsi, man. That's where it's at. You see how you start to do that, right? So that's what you want to keep in mind, man. Hey, I love you guys, man. I really do. Let's do this again one day.